Okay. Can everybody see me and hear me? What's going on, people? Not going to stream for too long. It is late. I'm tired. I got stuff to do. But I thought I'd go live for at least a little bit because that was a game that deserves further discussion. I said it in my post-game video because I think it's true, and I still think it's true. That was essentially the perfect game that the Seahawks just played. As far as it goes in the NFL, that was perfect football. Everything that you could want this Seahawks team to do, they did tonight. So enjoy it. Enjoy every layer of it because, yeah, Bleacher Report's free. You just download the app, right, guy? You just download the Bleacher Report app and make an account, and then you can participate in the chat. Is Cross good? It sounds like he's good, but we're not going to know for sure until tomorrow. We're going to have to see what they say tomorrow. Hey, Marcus. Is Sharps good? That I feel a little less good about, but we'll find out later. It sounds like it's not anything disastrous, but it could be a significant injury. By the way, guys, how's the audio quality? How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Yeah, I'm more worried about Charbonnet than I am about Cross, but we'll know more tomorrow or Monday. It's fine? Okay, cool. Yeah, Sharp walked off the field. That doesn't mean he's capable of playing football. Doesn't sound like anything's torn, but that doesn't mean he'll be able to play next week, and that's obviously the thing we have on our mind right now. Sharp was on the bicycle, so that implies it was nothing disastrous at least, right? But we'll find out. This team can win without Charbonnet. I don't know about no Cross, though. Because remember, Josh Jones is beat up.
Let's go, Brandon. Absolute annihilation, go Hawks.
Yeah, Ethan's Tech World, thank you for the $2. It was a beatdown. I mean, I knew in my head that it was possible for this team to play like that and win like that, but you never really expect it to happen, right? You always think that something's going to happen that prevents you from winning in blowout fashion, but today, nothing got in our way. I thought Kite played well. He did. Kite actually looked pretty good. I still don't want him out there for the NFC title game, though, if I can avoid it. It would be nice if Josh Jones could practice this week. That would help. Because Josh Jones, I think I could trust him for a little bit. Hey, Lions fan.
Great win. This team might be
Mike
better than
McGee, thank you for the
2013.
$2. Yeah, that's an actual debate, Mike. This offense is better than the 2013 offense. Or at least we score more points by a long shot. So it might be a better team. And you've also got Shaheed. Like the 2013 Seahawks had Shaheed, but it was Harvin, and he only played 3 games all year.
One of Kubi's best games? Defense mauled them.
Yeah, I saw Kyle getting mad on the sideline, for sure. Thank you, Wu-Tang. One of Kubiak's best games, defense mauled them. Yeah, the only thing Kubiak did that didn't make sense was 3rd and 2, throwing a go ball, a 9 route to Shaheed when he wasn't open, and that might have been a Darnold decision. Like, that might have been Darnold who did that more so than Kubiak. So, yeah, Kubiak did great. McDonald said Cross and Zach are fine. Well, they might be fine. That doesn't mean they're going to be able to play football in 8 days. So let's give it some time here before we feel amazing about stuff. Everyone is a Bears fan because no way those boys pull up here next Sunday and win. Man, I'm done counting out that Bears team. I am done counting out that Bears team. Yeah, I'm not sure what Shanahan was so mad about. Wasn't he really mad at like Renardo Green? I don't know what Renardo Green did though, because I was watching that and I was like, is he mad at him because he didn't get enough depth on the JSN touchdown? Because that's kind of a normal thing. 2013 competition was harder. That's actually not true. The 2013 defense only played one really good offense all year, and it was in the Super Bowl. The best offense they played that wasn't the Broncos that year was the Saints. He was mad at Renardo Green. Yeah, but I couldn't figure out why. Like, what did he do that was so bad? Mm-mm. I don't know. It feels pretty good, man. We actually own a coach in our division. We actually own a coach in our division irrevocably. And he's going to have to figure some stuff out if he wants to beat this defense because it doesn't seem like he has the answers. It's a good feeling. It's a real good feeling. What about the defenses that 2013 offense played? That I'm not so sure about because I haven't done a study on it. Well, McDonald definitely got the timeout off before the fourth down attempt. So I don't know what he's so upset about there. Like, yeah, it's brutal, but it was a timeout that was clearly called before the snap. Well, that's the thing. Like, part of Shanahan knew that once the kick return happened, the game was over, I guess. And he had a point, right? Because that defense, I mean, I'm sorry, that 49ers offense cannot score on us. Was the Colts offense good in 2013? It wasn't great. It wasn't top 10, I don't think. Maybe it was in EPA, but it wasn't in points. The only top 10 offense we played in points in 2013 were the Saints and the Broncos, and we played the Saints twice. I think the Niners were like 11th. Well, a lot of players on the Niners were talking trash this week, and none of it panned out. Like, look at Lenore. But that's the nature of a rivalry. I don't think there's anything wrong with trash talk, but I gotta believe those guys on the Niners side kind of knew what was coming.
Our offense in 13 also wasn't very good down the stretch and played mid throughout the playoffs. This team just feels more complete.
Yeah, Mike. Thank you for the $5. I think I agree. This offense, I think can be better. Sometimes it isn't. Excuse me, because we do play a little bit conservative offensively at times. But I do think this offense, people forget how good this offense is. I know that they weren't as good in the second half of the year, but it is a very, very good offense.
Lenier is going to be in prison in 5 years.
Right, guy, thank you for the $1.99. Lenore's gonna, yeah. He seemed to get a little amped up out there, and I did not appreciate it. You know, that's when teams are really dangerous, right? When you're winning by a blowout and the game's over, and they just feel like they have nothing to lose. Like, that's when these teams are really get dangerous. Something to think about. That's why I wanted us to pull starters a little earlier than we did. I thought we left Darnold and Walker out on the field longer than we needed to. Hey, Mason, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you. Today's a good day, man. Today is a good day. So apparently Trent Williams said that he's going to come back next year. That guy's crazy, man. That guy's crazy sticking around this long. But I think he can do it. I think he is ageless. The Bears lost to this Niners team, so we should hope the Rams get hypothermia and sputter. Well, the Bears are just a high variance team because they can't stop anybody, but they get a lot of turnovers and they have a good offense. So I think their results are a little more unpredictable. I think it's funny Sam has been getting heat online when he's barely had to even play. Yeah, people forgot what the formula is with this Seahawks team. The quarterback actually has very little to do with it. Thank you, Nick Taylor. Appreciate it. I mean, the whole goal with the Kubiak, or well, I should call it the Shanahan system, is to build an offense that can work without a good quarterback. So, in theory, this team should be able to survive through Lock. What's Zach's injury? It's a knee. They said it's not that bad, but we'll see if he ends up missing time. Did you know that the conference championship games are played on the last Sunday in January? Not not necessarily as a hard rule, but that's cool. Is this the beginning of the end of the Shanahan era in San Francisco? I don't see why. He did really good this year. The only reason why you would consider moving off of Shanahan would be you just feel like McDonald owns him the way Carroll owned Harbaugh, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to hire or to fire a coach that might be about to win coach of the year. Like, there's a very good chance Kyle Shanahan wins coach of the year in a couple weeks. I would not be in a hurry to move off of that guy. And look, Purdy's good, but he's not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. It's not like he has some superstar quarterback like Jim Harbaugh and can't get through. Do you feel worried about any team in the AFC? I don't think worried is the right word. Like, probably Houston's the most interesting team to me because they have such a good defense. They could win even without their offense showing up, kind of like how Seattle can. So there's a little bit of concern there, but realistically, I'm not scared of anybody in the AFC. What does a Shaheed deal look like? Um, I would say something like 3 years, 50 million. And I'm down for that, by the way. I'm down for that. I would do 3 years, 50. 3 years, 50 million for Shaheed. Lock it up and drive through. Thank you. Would you rather face LA or Chicago next? Probably the Bears. I want to talk about somebody new. I want to talk about a new team, man. I'm tired of talking about the 49ers and Rams over and over again. I don't want to make another pregame video talking about the Rams. I already did it twice this year. I wanna talk about the Bears, at least I'll have new stuff to go over. Like, my post-game video today for the Niners game was kinda short because
Let's finish the Rams trilogy next.
it was such a dominant win, but also because eventually you just run out of stuff to say about the same opponent. Desirous, thank you for the $2. Let's finish the Rams trilogy next. Well, you heard what I just said. I would like to play the Bears. I want somebody new. I'm bored of this. I'm bored of talking about the same teams over and over again. You know, the Rams defense has been bottom 5 for like the second half of the year. They've been legitimately a bottom 5 defense for like 2 months now. Very hard for me to believe that in the current iteration of the NFL you can win like that.
Although I'm old enough to hate the Bears too.
Thank you, Tizyrus. I don't like Bears fans. I think Bears fans are kind of garbage. I can't stand Bears fans. But that was a long time ago, honestly. So even that isn't that big of a deal, but I do not like Bears fans, but I don't I don't dislike this Bears team. How do you think the Bears compare to the Rams from a team philosophy perspective? What do you mean by that specifically? I'm not quite sure what you're looking for there in terms of an answer. Oh, Marcus, thank you for the $50. I just got that. Thank you. Yeah, I heard the Bo Nix thing. Yeah, really, really weird. I don't even really know what to say about it. Uh-uh. Yeah, that's the thing. Don't forget, guys. I know the Rams are not playing very good football lately, but it's not a great matchup for the Seahawks. It's just not. It's the kind of defense that gives Darnold problems, and their running game might be a problem for this defense because it's a power run game. Couldn't we have pulled starters earlier? I would have, Nick. If it were up to me, I would have. This game was so complete in all areas. It might have been the best Seahawks game I've seen in 50 years. This D line is way better than the 2013-2014 team. Yeah, the D line definitely is.
100% we need a SB rematch with Patriots, right?
Cyrus, thank you for the $2. Um, I would be okay with a rematch with the Patriots, but I'd be okay playing the Broncos or the Texans, like whatever. I don't feel too strongly about it anyway. I'm down for whatever. Mm, I don't think a quarterback can learn Sean Payton's offense that fast. I think that they gotta roll with Stidham. He knows the offense. I think anybody they signed wouldn't be able to learn the offense fast enough. You'd think the Broncos are gonna lose next week. Where would Kubiak wanna go now that Stefanski went to Atlanta? That's actually a really good question, Jacques.
This is going to be a season
That
we
was the
look
most
back at
appealing job
happily.
left. Yashian, thank you for the $1.99. Yeah. Whatever happens from here on out, this was a very successful season. I don't think very many people thought this year was gonna be the year we break through. Yeah, I can't believe Josh Allen messed up that bad, man. This was the chance. This was the chance, and he blew it. Nothing else to say. It happens, but I can't believe that it happened. You know, Ryga, I don't know if that Denver defense is that good anymore, man. I was not impressed today. Either they were forcing a turnover or they were getting boat raced. Like, I was not impressed today. I think that defense is a little overhyped. What are your thoughts on that Jaquan McMillan interception call? I thought it was an interception. I didn't think Cooks had it long enough to qualify as possession, but some people are saying that it should have been. So I don't know. Maybe I don't understand the catch rule that well, but it did not look like a catch to me. Kubiak going to the Dolphins, that might make some sense, but did they request an interview with him though? I thought the Dolphins were one of the teams that didn't. Yeah, I know McDermott thought it should have been a catch, but I didn't feel like it was. What made me mad was the stupid pass interference call at the end there. Like that was cheap as hell. Like those PI calls were that second PI call was cheap as hell. Yeah, Ganashian, let's enjoy it while it's here. Because who knows? I mean, we might never get this far again. Who knows? It's possible. We just got to keep going and hoping that we do. But it's always possible that this is as far as you make it. Like, look at the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash. They made a run to the conference finals. They lost, and they were like, people in the building were like, "Hey, this is the start of a beautiful run. We're gonna get back here many, many times, and everything's gonna be great." And then what? That was as good as it ever got. That was clearly PI. I thought Mims initiated the contact is the thing. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty lame way for a playoff game to end. No, I did not see Rodgers talking about the Fail Mary. I don't know why he'd be talking about a play from like 15 years ago right now, but I'm sure he had a good reason. To me, at the very least, that should be an interception, even if the rule says it isn't. Bo Nix is better than Josh Allen and Lamar. Okay. Um, interesting perspective. You missed the Sonics? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Who's your coach of the year up to this point? I think it has to be McDonald, man. It has to be McDonald if they're not going to give a single Seahawks defender all pro. That doesn't make sense. We have the best defense in the league. We have no first team all pros. You have to give it to the coach behind the defense. You know, the funny thing is, I still don't know if Darnold is 100% or not. I assumed that at some point tonight we would find out. I kind of feel like we didn't because the Niners got beat down so bad. Darnold never had to do anything. So I still don't know if he was like 100% or 90% or 85. I have no idea. So that's kind of amusing. Is Charles Cross injured because he left the game? He's got something going on with his foot, but we'll see what happens this week. Yeah, Darnold did his job, but I don't know if he ever had to test the oblique. I never felt like he really ever tested the oblique in a way that made me go, oh, he's affected or he's not affected. So hopefully he's able to practice in full this week so we can at least know that he's completely past it. Because I don't know if he's past it completely based off tonight's game because he just never had to do anything. Although that one touchdown throw to JSN, if he was injured, that throw probably would have been a problem. So I will say that throw may have proven that he's fine. Oh, okay, Jason, thank you. See, this isn't even fun. Most Niners fans are totally cool with what happened tonight. Like, this isn't even fun. Now Niners fans are doing the whole thing where they're just proud of their team for making it as far as they did. Which they should be, to be clear. Like, they absolutely should be proud of what their team did. This year, it's remarkable they made it as far as they did, but it also makes this whole thing a lot less fun. Let's be real here. Yes, they pulled out Cross for cautionary reasons, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have an injury necessarily. And it is worth keeping an eye on. No, the Golden Tate thing was a touchdown. You're right. The Golden Tate thing was a touchdown. The problem on the Fail Mary was the offensive pass interference that didn't get called on Tate. But it was absolutely a touchdown. Would you say Purdy or Bo Nix is better? I would probably say Purdy. I think I would say Purdy. I'm not enamored with either, but I would say Purdy's better. All right. So, like I said, I'm not going to go too late tonight. We do have more games tomorrow. Definitely interested to see what happens. I think both games are actually pretty interesting. Obviously, one much more so. Yeah, it's wild, Desirous. What else can you say except Shanahan has no idea what he's doing on McDonald? What else can be said? Feels nice to be on the good end of one of those onages, right? It was getting old to see Carroll just get completely pantsed by McVay and Shanahan every year. So nice we don't have to worry about that anymore. I kind of want Houston to win too. I think it'd be fun to have Houston in the Super Bowl from a purely football perspective. I know the NFL would not be thrilled about that, but oh well. I do wonder if CJ Stroud's going to give the game away though. Like CJ Stroud, the way he's playing right now, he might really give it away. And man, what a shock if that's the way things go. His team drafts a franchise quarterback in the top 3 of the draft, and he's the guy who's given it away when they built this incredible defense. Well, I don't think the ratings for a Super Bowl are ever going to be that low. It's still the Super Bowl, but it would be a little bit lower. Mhm. I still don't know what to think about that New England team. I don't know how good the Patriots are. I have a really hard time figuring that out. I don't know what to say about that Patriots team right now. I would definitely need to research them a little bit if we play them because I don't have a great feel for that team. Like I had a really good feel for Denver. I got a really good feel for Houston. I think I know what those teams are, but I don't feel like I know what New England really is. Okay, I know Houston's a big city, but aren't a lot of people in Houston Cowboys fans probably? I feel like I have a really good understanding of every team in the playoffs except for New England. I don't know how good New England is. They're really hard to figure out for me. Mhm. I don't know how big a fan base the Texans have. I know Houston's a big market. I'm not sure they have that big of a fan base. uh, uh, uh. Yeah, I think that's one thing that people overlook. I know Stafford's played good in cold weather games before, but he's got the finger and he's 30, what is he, 38 years old? And he's got all those miles. Like, it's not fun to play in a cold environment like that. I know he can do it, and he's done it before. I don't know if I feel great about his chances. And meanwhile, you've got Caleb, who is in the prime of his life. He's probably going to be able to handle it physically better than Stafford. Now, the question is, are the Rams just going to run all over the Bears and make it so Stafford doesn't really matter that much? Maybe. I would say that Bears team should be able to score enough to force Stafford to do something. Stafford's 37. Okay. Yeah, the Rams do kind of have a bad record in cold weather. Mm, which makes sense. The Rams don't play in a dome. They play in dome-like conditions, but it's not actually a dome. It's close to a dome. Thank you, Raigeti. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. Yeah, the weather is going to be very interesting tomorrow. I don't think it's a complete roof over. Wait, is it? At SoFi, is that a dome or is it just a partial dome? Yeah, I don't think it's a total dome. I think it's a partial dome. Yeah, it's basically a dome, but technically I don't think it is. I think McDonald would do really well against Johnson. I think that there was a Ravens-Lions game a few years ago where McDonald did very well. I think when he has the right personnel, he does really well against those option routes. But we'll talk about that if that's the matchup in more detail. But to my recollection, when the Ravens played the Lions a couple years ago, it went very well for McDonald.
Free money. Trying to be the #1 commenter.
Iris, thank you for the $2. Free money. Trying to be the #1 commenter. All right. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd love to see Johnson versus McDonald. I'm bored of McVay versus McDonald. We see that twice a year. I want to see McDonald versus Johnson because it's something that we don't always get. Ugh. All right, guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and wind down the wind down the stream. It's past midnight now. I got a video to make for tomorrow morning. We got games tomorrow. I got stuff to do in the morning as well, so I don't want to stay up too late. But today is a great day, guys. Today is very special. Don't forget this day. That was a perfect game that we played against the Niners tonight, or last night. We basically played perfect for 60 minutes. We couldn't have done anything better, I don't think, realistically. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who liked. And by the way, if you haven't already, please like the stream on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. I think we're almost to 20,800. And we'll see what happens later today. But more videos to come. Hope everybody has a great